Hello fellow hunters, JBiz Hunts here with an ultimate strategy guide for finding diamonds and rares in the Hunter Call to Wild. This is hands down the most common question I see across all the groups and communities dedicated to the game. In this video, I'll be sharing all my personal tips and strategies that have helped me find the incredible diamonds and rares featured in all my videos. It took me 2 years of playing before I got my first diamond, and I realized the steps it takes to find the hardest trophies in the game. If you follow these strategies, you'll be hunting like a pro content creator in no time. Let's dive in. This might be the most boring tip in the whole video, but it's one of the most important. Unlocking all of the outposts on a map is crucial because it allows you to fast travel across the entire map. Fast travel is essential for quickly reaching the areas where animals live, as most species stick to specific regions of the map called home ranges. Without a fully unlocked map, there will be areas you simply just can't get to quick enough. Even if you don't own a particular map, the game saves your progress for unlocked outposts during multiplayer sessions. This means you can join any multiplayer game with the sole intention of unlocking outposts rather than hunting. By doing this, you'll be prepared for future multiplayer sessions, even on maps you do not own. I recently made a video on the channel where I broke down which maps have produced the most diamonds and rares across 3 separate playthroughs. While it's true that there are diamonds and rares on every map, some maps simply have a higher concentration of them. I'll put a link to that video in the description below so you can check out the statistics for yourself. This could help you decide which maps to focus on when applying these strategies. Now, it may seem like YouTubers have more animals on their maps, but here's the secret. They don't. They simply know the strategies I'm going to share with you today. With the right approach, any map can be packed with diamonds and rares. You just have to know where to look and how to hunt for them. The easiest way to hunt for diamonds and rares is to focus on animals during their drink times. If you've watched any of my videos or other content creators' videos, you've probably noticed that most trophy hunts take place at an animal's favorite watering hole. That's why research is essential. On your own map, you control the time and can set it to align with the animal's drink time. The first step is to decide which animal you want to target. For example, if I'm going to find a diamond whitetail deer on Layton Lakes, I turn to guides from some of my favorite YouTubers like ProXEK or Will the Hunter. Their guides often highlight specific drinking zones for animals, as some species only drink in certain areas of the map, along with the times that they drink. For whitetails on Layton Lakes, they typically drink on the west side of the map between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. However, animals don't arrive at their drink zones right at 8 a.m. They need time to travel from their feeding zones. So, set your time to the middle of their drink time window. For whitetails, I'd set it to around 10 a.m. to maximize my chances of catching them at their zone. In multiplayer sessions, the strategy shifts, since you don't control the time unless you've become the host. Instead, focus on animals that are drinking at the current time on the map. For instance, if I joined a Layton Lakes map at 6 p.m., I'd target blacktail deer, as their drink times are between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Doing your research and understanding drink times is a game changer for finding diamonds and rares. Before heading out, I always make sure my loadout is ready to handle anything that I might encounter. Part of my research includes bringing weapons suitable for every animal class on the map. For example, if I'm hunting whitetail deer on Layton Lakes, I know they're class 4 animals. However, the map also has bears, moose, elk, coyotes, and turkeys. To cover all the bases, I would pack a class 1 weapon, like the Virant 22, or a shotgun for the small game like turkeys and rabbits. I also pack the Ranger 243, which is great for coyotes and handles your classes 2 to 6. And then my go-to class 4 to 9 weapon is the Malmer 7mm, which handles everything else with ease. This lightweight loadout allows me to carry other essential gear without going over the weight limit. Make sure to include your scopes, binoculars, collars, scent eliminator spray, and any other tools that you think you need on your hunt. Do not equip a backpack. I will repeat, do not equip a backpack. While it may seem helpful for extra storage, backpacks drastically increase your noise and visibility, turning you into a walking alarm that scares off nearby animals. Everything you need for a successful hunt can fit under the 20 kilogram limit, so leave that backpack behind and keep your presence stealthy. Now that you are prepared to leave the outpost and you have all your gear ready, and you know where to find the animals that are drinking, and have set the time to the middle of their drink time, it's time to head out and do the fun stuff. I personally like to hit up all the lakes first and leave the river systems to last. The reason for this is that the rivers are long and sometimes have poorer visibility than the lakes. This makes them a little more time to navigate and a little more tedious, and I can hit up a bunch of lakes first. I place a waypoint marker on the map that gives me the distance between me and the shore. I then begin to run to my destination. I run to about 225 to 200 meters and then stop. You can run in this close without spooking anything that could be drinking at the lake. I then begin to walk towards the shore. I make sure to keep an eye out on my HUD, which is the information on the bottom right hand of your screen. It tells you the amount of noise you are creating and the current wind direction. This is important because animals can spook by scent or by too much noise. So try keep your noise bars down and not have any red bars. Ideally, you want to approach the lake with the wind coming towards you, blowing your scent away from the animals. Sometimes this isn't a possibility, but just keep your eye on this specific. When I'm walking, I try to avoid rubbing up against any of the bushes or trees, so it's not usually a straight line to the water once I hit 200 meters. By the time I reach 125 meters from the shore, I then crouch walk. It's at this point that I get my binoculars out and I start scouting. Some maps have great visibility as you approach, others can be very dense. If you spot any animals directly in front of you, you may want to adjust your approach or crawl the rest of the way as to not spook them. Once I reach the water's edge, I switch gears from approaching to scouting. Depending on the size of the lake, you could find multiple drink zones for the species you're hunting. To increase your chances of finding diamonds and rares, patience is always key. You don't want to storm in there like it's the Wild Wild West. I start by pulling out my binoculars and scanning the entire lake. If the lake is too large to view everything, you can only see animals within 400 meters. I would then place a waypoint on the opposite shore and crouch walk along the perimeter. This lets me scout every potential drink zone without spooking the animals. Firing at the first animal you see can scare off all the other animals before you can scout everything, so take your time to observe everything before you take your shot. First, I look for animals that stand out visually. The easiest rares to spot are piebalds, albinos, leucistics, and melanistics. Some species, however, have more subtle rare furs. Check out my rare fur guide video, link in the description below, for tips on identifying these animals. If I don't see any rares, I spot all the animals and look for max level animals. Max levels have the best chance of becoming a diamond, though they can troll and end up as a gold. Next, I look for diamond potential males. These are the animals one level below max level, but still capable of making diamond. For example, I've had level 4 moose and level 2 white-tailed deer hit diamond scores quite frequently. This is why research on diamond trophy scores for each specific animal is essential. Once I've scouted the lake, I choose the best animal to harvest and prepare for a clean, ethical shot. To get full score and qualify for diamond, you do need to hit and meet 4 harvest criteria. 1 is proper ammunition, using the right caliber for the animal's class. Example would be a 4 to 8 rifle for white-tailed deer. No trophy organ damage. Avoid shooting critical organs like the head or skull. For most species, a headshot will fail the harvest check. Number 3, no more than 2 shots. If your first shot isn't perfect, a clean follow-up shot is crucial. And number 4, vital organ hit. The shot must hit organs like the lungs, liver, heart, or neck. To maximize your chances of meeting these criteria, aim for a broadside shot when the animal is standing sideways to you. Aim just behind the shoulder crease to guarantee at least a single lung hit. I prefer to take my shots at about 150 meters. Most rifles perform best at this range due to their ballistics. Ensure your zeroing is set properly. If you don't have the zeroing perk, most rifles default to 150 meters zeroing, meaning that the bullet will hit where your crosshairs is aimed at if you are at that distance. Use polymer tip bullets instead of soft points. Polymer tips offer superior penetration, ensuring your shot reaches the lungs instead of just causing a flesh wound. By following these spotting and shooting strategies, you'll not only improve your chances of finding diamonds and rares, but also guarantee that your harvest meets all the necessary checks to get that full score. After I've successfully harvested at that one lake, I move on to the next closest water source, or I fast travel to another outpost near another lake to continue with the strategy. Efficiency is key to this approach. Once the drink time is over for that species that I'm targeting, I reset the time if I'm on my own map to target more of that animal. If I'm on multiplayer server, that is, I adapt my strategy by researching which animals is drinking next. I'll shift my focus to that species or even join another server that better suits the drink times that I'm after. These strategies work every time, but a few key skills and perks can help you gain an edge in your trophy hunting. Many top content creators use these, and they can really elevate your gameplay. Must-have perks would be zeroing. Zeroing is an active perk, meaning it's always on and helps ensure that you take accurate shots at various ranges. Short, medium, and long for the weapon that you're using. I often take 300-meter shots, and without zeroing, this would be very difficult. Also, breath control. For those long-range, precision shots, breath control is essential. The longer you can steady your aim, the more accurate your shot will be. These two perks, zeroing and breath control, are my go-tos for every hunt. Essential skills for trophy hunting, however, would be track knowledge, which will be spending 3 points here, as it will let you see the weight estimate of animal tracks and the number of animals drinking at a current drink zone. While you can't determine if an animal is rare or a diamond from the tracks alone, it's very useful for tracking down max weight estimate animals, like legendary animals, specifically predators like coyotes, lynx, and bobcats. Improvised blind. This skill reduces your visibility when you're in vegetation. I use this when scouting drink zones to avoid spooking animals from a distance. It makes it much easier to move around without being seen. I'm only happy when it rains. This skill decreases your visibility in rain or fog, two very common weather conditions in the Hunter Call of the Wild. It's a game changer when you're trying to remain hidden in poor visible conditions. Soft feet. This skill reduces the noise you make while walking through vegetation. The quieter you are, the less likely you are to spook nearby animals. Spotting knowledge allows you to see trophy estimates and health for animals. This is great for assessing whether a non-max level animal could potentially make diamond, or determining how much health an animal has left after a bad shot. Sight spotting. This one allows you to spot animals using your scope instead of your binoculars, which is fantastic for follow-up shots or spotting an animal in the herd without needing to swap equipment. The GOAT skill for finding rares is disturbed vegetation. It is a game changer for finding rare animals. When you pick up a disturbed vegetation marker, it will tell you what fur type the animal had and how long ago they were there. I've found many rares simply by noticing this. If you see the words albino or piebald, you know there's a rare in the area. From there, retrace your steps to find a need zone or use the strategies from earlier to check nearby drink zones. These skills and perks are key to maximizing your trophy hunting potential and discovering those rare diamond and quality animals. That's it for this video, fellow hunters. I know that was a lot to unpack, but those are the strategies that your favorite YouTubers use to fill their lodges, and now you can too. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. For more videos, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, fellow hunters, happy hunting.